Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. It's Robin Fritz, and today is March 25th, 2019. Today we're going to talk about speaking your truth and what that means for our throat chakra. And so you're welcome to chime in, tell me where you're tuning in from today. Ask any questions you want about or share your experiences about speaking your truth in our throat chakra. We're going to do a healing with the crystal Fallon. We have a crystal of the week, and I invite two people to give me some questions we can talk about together. So again, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist. I'm based in Seattle, Washington, and really delighted to host the Om Times radio show podcast, The Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It airs the first and third Mondays of the month at 2 Pacific time, 5 Eastern. So today, it's really important for us to speak our truth. And this was really brought home to me again last week with a series of clients who were having soul progression clearings, which is the process of unblocking the things that are holding us back and filling us up with healthy energy. And it's very apparent that we all need to learn to speak our truth and what that means to us. And I'm one of the first people that needs to learn that. So I thought we'd chat about it a bit today. So good morning from Oregon, Lisa, New York. Wow, thank you all for joining in. So Tammy's looking for balance and body to heal some deep wounds. We'll see if today's broadcast helps, Tammy. Let's get started with a quick meditation with the crystal Fallon. Fallon is citrine Lemurian quartz, and you can see reflected in him my office in the background there. Fallon is an ancient healer and truth bringer, and you can feel his energy however your intuition works most strongly. And if you're curious, and this is the first time or so that you've been with us today, my clients and people that have contacted me here through Facebook say about the third time they tuned in to this broadcast, they started feeling Fallon's energy, either here or on the podcast. So I hope you feel it, however your intuition works. So feeling, seeing pictures, hearing him chat with you, or simply knowing that you're connected to him. So let's run down our bodies and clear out the blocks that are in our way today, just the average things that keep us busy. So take your attention to the top of your head, and as you breathe down from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet and back up again, imagine that you're just clearing out the blocks of the day, getting grounded and balanced, and then connecting to Fallon's energy. Breathing down from the top of our heads, down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. At the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just feel that whoosh of energy. You may experience it as a gold light, just clearing you out, helping you get settled in your chair. And now as you breathe up, you can breathe in that healthy energy, breathing up from your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head. Awesome. So thank you for that. And let's, Northern California, is that NorCal? Oh, I love that. So let's talk about our throat chakras and speaking our truth. I'm raising the issue today because many of us have trouble speaking our truth. The world seems to be going really fast, and it seems like people are arguing a lot, or they're saying what they think, and they're not listening to what other people say back to them. And a lot of us, especially women, but men as well, a lot of us are raised culturally to fit into our culture. So let's talk about what that could mean and what that could be. A lot of times we have very independent thoughts, and they don't necessarily fit what we were taught to believe as children or what our culture around us wants us to believe. We just don't fit into that exact same space that we think the world wants us to fit into. And the reality is that keeps a lot of us from standing up and saying what it is that we need to be our best selves. It keeps us from standing up and being powerful. And that keeps us from the all-important work of growing our souls. And if you listen to these broadcasts in the past, I repeat over and over again how we're here to grow our souls. And we've chosen a really difficult experience to do that in, and that's being in a human body. And learning to speak our truth and hear the throat chakra is one of the ways that we do that. So very often, as I said, working with clients in the soul progression clearing process that I use, we go down and we examine from head to toe, just looking energetically at what might be holding them back. And more times than not, the people who come to me are already aware of the blocks that are in them, or they become very aware as we go through the process, and they feel constriction in their throat, or they start to feel nervous and that they can't really say what it is that's holding them back or bothering them. And over the course of this session, they become aware that it's the throat chakra, the chakra that is really in charge of communication. And our throat chakra is all about creativity, and speaking the truth. And speaking the truth doesn't mean that we just fling it out there and smash it into other people. It also means that as we look at the society around us and how we connect with each other, we're also listening. We're listening to what other people have to say to us. We engage in conversation. We're kind and we're compassionate. And we try to understand what it is that they're saying and the point of view that they're coming from. With luck, they're opening up their throat chakra at the same time and learning to understand you and your viewpoint. So you see, the throat chakra isn't just about speaking our truth. It's about being able to hear it as well, and then to act on that with the compassion that we would have for anyone and everyone, because we are all in it together. We are all here growing our souls in companionship with other people, even if we don't see them and they're halfway around the world. So if you want to help yourself really learn to communicate with your throat chakra, think about what is true to you. What are the beliefs that you believe in? Is it a religious belief? Is it a cultural belief? Is it tradition? Does that belief hold you back, or does it allow you to soar and to be the creative self, to be fully you in your personal power, which is what the world needs, for all of us to be fully ourselves in our power? And how can you express your personal truth so that your soul knows it, so that those around you who matter to you know it, and that helps us boost up society and create a healthier, more stable, and more loving world around us, because that's one reason why we're here, to love ourselves and to love everyone around us. It also means that we're open and accepting of others' needs. And that's very difficult, especially for women in our culture, because we're taught to give ourselves away. We're taught to let everyone tell us what to do, or to just completely bury our needs and our interests and our desires under the needs of family and friends. And that situation is changing, but really not fast enough, I think. So it's a thing that we need to keep working at. And I say this as a woman who's looking at young women today and thinking we still need to help them boost their self-esteem, boost their ability to speak for themselves. But it isn't just women these days either. It's all of us, male and female, learning to be compassionate and complete in ourselves, and being able to express that in a way that is loving and kind and contributes to all different points of view coming together and building a healthier world. So that means you speak your truth, but you're able to hear other people speak theirs. This is where compassion comes in. where we learn to listen to what others say and to make a place where all points of view come together to create a whole that respects and serves everyone. So a problem that you would experience if your throat chakra, your ability to communicate lovingly and wholly speaking to your needs of your soul, the problems, if you have problems in that area, they come down to doubt and they come down to negative thinking. So, the world is really complex and it's very easy to doubt ourselves, and it's okay to doubt ourselves. It's even good, especially if it gets us to think about what it is that we're doubting, why we're doubting, and how we can turn that around to be healthy and positive, to figure out what we believe in and why, and not just what we're told to believe. And of course, we're all aware that there's a lot of negativity in the world. And we combat that by learning to express ourselves without belittling others, to remove the blinders that keep us from seeing the world as it is and as it can be, and really uniting. And I'm looking out the window here at early spring here in Seattle, really at looking at all of the world as in it with us to contribute to the health of our evolving planet. So if you're experiencing doubt in creativity, if you're eager for your voice to be heard, if you're afraid to speak up even for yourself, clearing your throat chakra will help. If you're depressed and feel like you lack purpose, clearing the throat chakra will help. So how would you go about clearing your throat chakra? Well, again, I do that with clients in a soul progression clearing session, but we can all do that, and we should all be doing it on a daily basis. The first thing is to decide what you believe in and why. So just don't spout what other people tell you. Think about what it is you're hearing and what it is you really believe in, and find a way to express that allows other people to share their ideas and to talk with you about it. So that means learning to speak your truth in ways that don't keep others from speaking theirs, right? Responsibly, kindly, and compassionately. And then in practical matters, I really believe in sea salt. Any salt works, but I love coarse ground Himalayan sea salt. Is it that beautiful pinkish color, amber color? It's beautiful to look at. You can put clearing crystals in there. Black crystals are good for clearing, but a plain quartz is good for that as well. A daily practice, you can include incense and salt in that practice, but a daily practice of self-love starting in the morning and ending at night, hands on the heart energy healing, where you're allowing your own energy to heal you and inviting healing energy from the universe. And again, self-love is the biggest thing. Just hands on your heart and go, I love myself. I goofed up. I made a mistake on this. I've learned from that mistake, and hopefully I don't make it again. But if I do, I'll remember why I made that mistake. So let me see if there's any questions here as I was talking away, if I can get my... So Tammy, I hope that helps to get some balance in your body. The salt cleanses, hands on the heart, energy healing. There are incenses that you can use, or clearing sprays. Some are unscented, some are scented. Rose essential oil is an extremely, probably the most high energy healing scent, and you can find that in different sprays. It's very expensive as an essential oil, but there are ways to modify that for daily use. Again, I keep bunches of lavender around the house, all different kinds of crystals, sea salt. All of that reminds me that I've chosen this life where I'm aware that all of life around me is alive, and that we all need to work together to create a healthy planet and to create a culture where we're all loving each other and agreeing to disagree if necessary, but really learning to understand each other, which is the process of learning to speak our truth. Any questions, any comments on people having experience with that? And we're also going to go into Copal, with Copal work. Yes, Gee, copal is great. I like it. It's a very heavy scent. It's called Mexican frankincense, a heavier scent. It comes from a tree in Mexico. Um, Very good for clearing out really heavy energies. It's really a strong scent, so some people have trouble with it. I have a lavender mist and a rose mist and frankincense combination mix. So whatever works for you. I would try different incenses. When clients come, I burn a rose incense stick because rose is that high vibration and very healing, and it soothes people who are nervous about talking about their issues, or even really excited to talk to their beloved dead and are ready to do that. So copal is great for clearing. And again, I would just put sea salt all around the house. Julie, you're trying to decide whether to move or not. When I looked at that question, I just saw a big stop sign, which to me means not yet. But again, all this broadcast is about speaking the truth. So I would invite you to, after the broadcast, to sit back, to put some sea salt around you or light some incense, just to get you in that frame of mind. Humans are really good about having ritual things around them that help them get centered. And ask yourself why you're moving and how that's going to benefit you. Right now, it looks like you're growing right where you are in place, and that big block of growth that you're going through will put you in a different frame of mind for where you're moving and why you're moving there. So keep me informed on how you're doing. And Canada, Iran, great. New Mexico, Florida, everybody, France, great. Thank you for chiming in. Parathyroid surgery. Diana, wow, I hope you're recovering well. And we're sending you love and healing energy today. And this is a great place to share things like that to get a boost from the community. This is a great community. And Donna, open to physical healing. Boy, really open up. Again, another place where throat chakra is. I am handicapped. I've spent many years where I couldn't work at all. So I know all about how having a health issue really makes you doubt your self-worth. It makes you doubt that you have value in the world. It's depressing. There's just no end to the things that can throw us off when we're dealing with a physical illness. And I'm sure that applies to mental health issues as well, including depression, which is part of the thing that clearing the throat chakra can help with. So do whatever you can to remind yourself on a daily basis that you are worthy, that you are open to healing. There are many of us whose bodies don't work exactly like we would like them to, or that seem to be the perfect way. But there are ways of acknowledging that and moving on and recognizing that however we are, we're valuable to the world, and the world appreciates us. And that's what you get here too from being part of this community. So I want to move on to talk about a crystal of the week that will help you with the throat chakra clearing. And ironically, I was just looking it up as right before the broadcast because I realized I might not be pronouncing it right. So it's lapis lazuli, and I always used to call it lapis lazuli. But it's a blue stone, okay? And we'll call it lapis because Robin can't always pronounce things the way they're supposed to be pronounced because she didn't know how to pronounce them, or that she wasn't pronouncing them correctly. So let's see, is that a throat chakra issue that I'm experiencing here? Whatever. Lapis is a darker blue stone, and blue stones are great for clearing throat chakra issues. I wear aquamarine. I love this particular stone. And whenever I'm out and about, I put it on and I wear it, and I ask it to boost me up in speaking my truth, whether it's going to the grocery store or whatever, is to being part of a community, an active, involved member of the Seattle community, and of course then the worldwide community. But lapis is really great because lapis prompts you to take charge of your life, which is all about speaking your truth, right? Being truthful, being open, and communicating what your needs are. And it reveals our inner truth and promotes self-awareness and speaking your truth, which is why I chose it for today, without having to compromise yourself. And I know, especially for women in our culture, compromise is what we're taught to believe is the right thing to do. And maybe we've been too quiet for too long, and it's time for the women to stand up and say, hey, we have a different way of viewing our culture and the world around us, and you need to start listening. And so lapis will keep you from being stifled, will help you speak your truth. It also promotes powerful thoughts, right? So in starting this revolution of worldwide respect for the self, of speaking truth, of communicating through our throat chakra, it's helping you be powerful, helping you be creative, helping you to be objective and to be clear thinking. So great crystal to have around, right? Don't you just want to go out and buy a bunch. You can buy small little pieces of it and carry it around in your pocket. It's also a gemstone, so you can find it in rings and necklaces and bracelets and so on. But the great thing about it is it helps you see the truth while it helps you understand and teach you and show you why that particular thing is true for you. And it also helps release stress while blocking psychic attacks that could keep you down. So lapis is a great stone for today's session on the throat chakra and speaking your truth, but it's beautiful stone all around, and it's not the only one. So look for blue crystals to support your throat chakra. And let me know, what you think and how this next week goes as you learn to sit back, clear your throat chakra, and learn to speak your truth without hurting other people's feelings, but making them aware of who you are and how you are and what you think in the world, and listening to what they think. Because really, it seems to me that a lot of the conflicts in the world right now are everyone speaking up and no one listening. So let's use our throat chakra to listen as well as to speak up. So I want to thank you for joining me today here in this broadcast. I'm here every week. My podcast, my radio show at ohmtimes.com is the first and third Mondays of the month at 2 Pacific time, 5 Eastern. We have some fun topics coming up from now through the end of June about how to talk with your garden and your house and just all kinds of things. So we'll have a lot of fun. If you have questions that you'd like me to cover in the show or here in Coffee and Cosmos with Robin, please contact me at my Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive, Robin M. Fritz, or you can contact me at my website, robinfritz.com. That's ROBYNFRITZ.com. I offer personal and business intuition, mediumship, talking to deceased humans and animals, animal communication, past life and between life regression, space clearing, the process I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, soul progression clearing, which helps to rapidly clear out what's blocking us, making no judgments on what they are, and filling you up with healthy energy. It's a really amazing process. Just recently I had someone say that, wow, in an hour she got rid of a lifetime of things that were blocking her. So when we're ready, we're ready. But this community that Ohm Times has created for us to be together is wonderful. And if you like this broadcast, I hope you will support it by liking the Humanity Healing page, the Ohm Times pages, my page, The Practical Intuitive, Robin and Fritz. And if you would like one of my services, contact me at robinfritz.com. But if you go to my website and sign up for my newsletter, which I don't seem to be getting out very often, but you can sign up for it and you will get a video, a guided meditation with Fallon and a clearing crystal columbite. So it's pretty cool. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. And if you have questions, again, that you wanted to raise here about healing, or throat chakra or whatever, you can also email me. Every once in a while I put them together in a big group and deal with them on my radio show, or I can on a future Facebook Live. So as we close today, hands on the heart, just take a deep breath and imagine healthy, positive energy flowing into your hands and flowing into your body and supporting and nurturing you. And remember how important you are to the world. We chose tough jobs in putting our souls in human bodies, and it's not an easy path, but it's worthwhile, and we're all in it together. So thank you for joining me today. We will see you next week. Take care. Bye.